Hey everybody, my name is Allison Iurato. I'm the host of Making It Here and There, and this is the first Making It Here and There live on Instagram. So we're going to be talking with atmospheric wannabes, and just need him to come on so we can chat about his new EP. All right, let's see.
Hey, how are you, Allison?
Good. I was like, this is the first time I'm doing this. I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but it's all good.
Don't worry. We can do whatever we want. So it's the first time. So let's give it a try.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Okay. Can you let me know if there is any issue or problem with the sound or anything?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. Okay. Sometimes I hear you like it's like cutting. The sound is going off, but.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, no, if I cut out.
Okay.
You're good. I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. Great.
All right. Do we wait for more people to join? Do you have anybody you're waiting on? Or?
I don't know, because here is like a little late, but don't worry, because then we are going to upload the interview, so there is no problem.
Yeah, we can put it up on the gram.
Right. Yes, I thought about using Zoom, but I think that it's more funny to do it here. So thank you, Allison, again. I am trying to promote the new album a lot, so it means a lot to me. So thank you.
So yeah, let's just get right into it. The EP is called "The Future Is Old, Not New." I had to correct myself because I was like, I know what I wanted to say in my head. The future is old, not new.
Right. Many people ask me the same, and the first thing that I can say is that yes, I'm a big fan of Back to the Future, but it's not about that. It's some people ask me if it is some kind of loop, but it was like some kind of dark humor about how everything we do, or even in music or any other stuff in art, or is like always trying to do new stuff, but we are always like getting back at the beginning. Like we always go back to the roots. And so to me, the idea was to try to play with that. And it was like funny because I started to listen more of the old music that I used to hear and try to grab more elements. And I started to see that even in the music of nowadays, the most popular music, or the pop artists, like, I don't know, like Post Malone.
Okay.
The guy is like literally playing with rock stars from the 90s and 80s. I don't know, like if it is Guns N' Roses, like the guitars and everything. And it's even happening with the reggaeton stars. They are doing the same, Bad Bunny and any other guys. So I was like trying to do something different with my music, and then I realized that I'm trying to grab all these elements from the things that I like, and I start to see that these guys are doing it too. So I said, well, I think that I'm going through a right direction. So the idea about this thing of the future is all not new is because it's funny, no matter how much technology we have, we are maybe we still like monkeys. And and the idea is to try to be like, to embrace that feeling. And then I start to see that I was start to work more with less equipment.
Okay.
More digital stuff with Ableton Live, and it was like I said, like, wait, what is the cyberpunk attitude? So that I am always playing or saying, and to me it was like, okay, I'm not going to use any more instruments. I'm going to use everything on the computer. And then I will ask to people who really likes, for example, play the guitar and everything, to try to join them or tell them to to be in the album. So that's kind of the way that it goes by the name. But
and I think when you said that, they say that about everything, or everything is cyclical. Like it always comes back around, always. And when I see these reels, I'm sure you've seen this guy. He's like, I guess, a DJ. He'll say like, "Oh, okay, you know this song, right? But you also know this song, and you also know this song. Well, this is where it's all sampled from this." So realize like they think it's new, but it's really a song 1920s, or it's a song 1950s or 1960s or so. And when you think about, you said Post Malone, or I know he did something like for Nirvana. Did he do like, I don't even know what I'm not, but I know he did something about Nirvana. But if you listen to like interviews with Kurt Cobain, I mean, he talks about how much he was influenced by bands that were in like the 80s, and then he talks about how,
like the Beatles,
and he talks about exactly how he's so influenced by I think
yes.
But yet, like at the time, everyone's like, "Oh, this is grunge music," but really, grunge is just I don't want to say a compilation, but it's like a snowball of all the things that came before it, and you're just So it's not good or bad. I mean, it's not good or bad. I mean, I think that's okay. I think it's at the end of the day. But at the end of the day, you could always take old things and make new things. So like that's exactly what you're doing.
Right, and it's like it's funny because every time that what you say before, I am a big fan of James Brown.
Okay.
And all the electronic music that we hear nowadays, was sampled from the drummers from James Brown.
Right.
And he used to have two guys playing the drums. He called it the New Orleans style, and he used two guys playing the drums. And all the rap music and electronic music, even the drum sequencers, are based on these sounds, and that is really amazing. I'm a big fan of James Brown, and it's like I think always I'm laughing about how people see the future. So people talk about neon lights and all that stuff, and electronic music, and that's happening right now. And it's funny because I don't know how it's going to be in 10 years. So, I don't know, maybe with virtual reality or something else, or maybe it's going to be only colors that you're going to feel like it is music. I don't know. But so I started to play with that idea, and it was weird because I know I can't explain that. I'm not going to write a book and then say read the book and then listen to the album. But it was fun to think about that, and it was like every time that I was making a song and I said, I'm not sure about the song or whatever, it was like, okay, I start to dig out again with these funny concepts and say, I'm going to do it anyway. And every time that I see these guys from the pop stars that they were like doing like playing these things from the 90s and 80s, I said, okay, they see that their music is not going to last too long. Right. Like trap music is going to be dead in 2 years because all the new waves last like 5 years at least. And so I said, okay, so I think that what I'm doing, it's cool. I feel it's good for myself, and I think that it could reach more people. And so I think that many people like it a lot. I have like many people that don't hear electronic music that they start to say to me that they really enjoy it. So, and of course they told me that it was like really energetic too, but but it was like, okay, but it's people that don't like even music. And they say to me, okay, this is fine. I like it. I like this song, maybe more this one, not this one, but so it was a big surprise. And of course, the people who I work with, they were amazing, and they were like, I don't know, this girl called Buddy here in Argentina.
Okay.
She used to play with a guy called Willy Crook, that he used to play with James Brown here in Argentina.
Oh, wow.
And he's right, and he's like one of my idols here.
Okay.
And she was like, all her music that I was hearing, I love it. Her voice and her style, and I knew that I had to gain her respect, as the same way that I gained the respect of the other people that I work in the album. Because this guy, for example, Tommy Becchiarelli from Italy, he's a guy that he works with synthesizers.
Okay.
And it's hardware, it's not digital equipment. And so the guy, I sent him the music to do the remix of the first song. Mm-hmm. And in 1 week that I was going to release the album, he made the song. And it was amazing because he do like this psytrance, dark music, dark techno music.
Yes.
And I said, I really respect him, and I know he's going to do like something really strange, obscure. And then he made a song that it was like so beautiful. It was like the trip hop music or down tempo music that I used to hear when I was younger, that really hooked me up to music. And it's at the end of the album. So many people don't get to listen all the album because it's like really energetic in the middle. Mm-hmm. But when you hear the song of this guy, it's like, thank God you put that song because I need to hear something more relaxing. And it's a beautiful song, and it makes me so proud because I really miss that kind of music and that kind of sound, and he really surprised me. And then I started to see how cool as a musician he is, and all the other guys with I worked to. But I finished the album in 2 weeks or 1 week, all the art and everything. So it was really exhausting, but really, really cool.
And I was going to say too, I mean, and then we talked about this we talked years ago. I mean, you do try to create this atmosphere, environment, theme in music, and you want to have people like not just listening for the sake of listening, but they're transported into a different place. And I think that's something that's really special and really important, you know, with your music, and just any music that has actually like behind it, because as I say, it's
right.
easy to write just some sort of like jingle, you know, I don't know, I'm just thinking like something very superficial. So
no, it's a good question. Like, you mean like a pop song, right? To have that pop element.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to think of a good example. Like the songs that like I would say mostly pop. It's like, or even like some rock music, it can almost feel like very like, well, I'm just listening to that song, which is good. I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm just listening to a song. But sometimes you listen to a song and it takes you to a different place. You create the environment, like for example, with something like this, like you feel like you're in an alleyway. Also because you also
right. Yes, it's
an alleyway and it's dark.
Yeah,
like,
this is it.
And you have like the neon lights, and it's, you know, maybe you're in the streets of Tokyo, or maybe you're in
right
game, or I don't know. It always takes you in a different place. It's not like, oh, I'm going to listen to this and not really think. So I think that's really important.
Well, if you tell me that I achieved that with you, it's amazing. To me, it's the best thing that someone can say to me or my work. And it's funny because I always hear different things. I never expect that someone people tell me the same, that they feel or imagine the same thing. And so now I'm going to work with a girl from Russia that she's an actress.
Okay.
And I told her that I really liked her job, and I wanted to see if she can have some ideas to work. Mm-hmm. And she told me that she feel like the song, the one that Barry sings, it was like really dark, and she feel like it was like a horror movie.
Okay.
And maybe it wasn't my concept, but it's cool when you see it when they do it. So I said, okay, go ahead, just if you can, please try to mix some dance elements, try to dance or whatever. And And she told me that she had like this idea of some kind of creepy environment, but a good environment.
And that
So,
but it grows legs and walks, and it's its own. You have a baby, right? You have the baby, get up and walk, and you're gonna start talking to other people, and the other people, might think your baby is like a creepy horror movie, but it's okay.
that's a new one, but I like it.
So how did you see? I mean, just remind everybody that you get a lot of your guests and featured artists. One you knew from Argentina, but in other instances, like you said, you connect with them. I mean, via Instagram, or is there other platforms where you connect with folks to be guest singers or featured singers, or people that are going to like remix the tracks?
I mostly use Instagram because I think that I don't like Facebook. I hate it. But I know that I have to use it, so I really start to use Facebook groups about some kind of music styles, about to say, hey guys, you like trip hop music or techno music? Okay, I have this album. I hope you like it. But Instagram, I choose Instagram because there are many cool people, like for example the band members of whatever music, and maybe they don't have much followers, and they are more accessible. So you can talk with them and show them your work and start to chat with them. So what I mostly use is Instagram, and also a website called Alto, that is from Canada, I think. And in this website, for example, Alto, I met this girl called Mimi that she do 3D.
Okay.
And she made the typography of the album, that it was like a Daft Punk style.
To say it was very Daft Punk inspired.
Right.
I was like,
yes, because it's like almost a ripoff. But the idea was to try to because I was like really hard on myself on that side. And I said, okay, I will try to do this because many people will understand that it's going through this style. And I'm not so famous to try to. I hope Daft Punk call me and say, Luigi, you are going to sue you because no, it's not going to happen. But I really like to see to show the people that this kind of style, the ones who like this style, they will find some of this here. So that was like pretty cool, and that was the work from Mimi, this girl from Ecuador. So, and then the other guy that is called Hop, I think. He's a guy from New York that he's living in Austria, in Vienna. And he is like a photographer, and he's also a graphic designer. And I used to work with him, and it was like the idea of the album. I already watched his picture. And when I asked to him, he said yes, everything. Well, he sent me everything. And I start to do everything in Photoshop, and I made it in less than 1 day. But I was like working before in everything, but it was crazy because I was mixing songs, and it was like really intense, a really intense week.
Right.
So,
I mean, and that's like I said. I mean, you put out all those tracks. I mean, and but what's interesting too is like. The way you had uploaded it on YouTube, it really is one flowing EP. It's not like song. I mean, it is, but it all blends into one. So it's really interesting. And like you said, it do you feel like this EP tells a story?
Yes, but it's like really hard because it's like this is the first part. So it's going to be like 2 more parts.
Okay.
Right.
One or part 1 or
Right. This is like this dude can make. I can make like something simple. So I have like 12 songs, and I said, okay, I can release them right now. And I think that maybe an album, not many people hear them because they don't have time, because we live in a very fast way nowadays. So when I uploaded to YouTube, I said, okay, I will use this platform that even my dad know how to use it. So that was the idea. So yeah, I'm still waiting more comments from more people that I know. But so I try to do that, and I also upload everything in other music platforms. But I said I'm every day searching and finding new music through YouTube than Spotify. So I said, okay, I will go through this way. And I'm really glad that you said that you feel like it's like a movie or something like that, because that's my idea. But I like to try to not to reveal or say too much, because I love to hear, for example, the story of the baby that you told me before. and for me, it's more like more of or dark humor than horror or anything else. But it was really funny to see how the people react to it. So, and Tommy, this great guy, I'm very amazed, because he was like, to me, like the most dark guy. I thought he was going to do like dark side music, techno music, and he made like a most warm, beautiful song that I ever hear from my samples. So. So it's amazing to work with people, and I know that's what you do with your work too. You try to you connect with a lot of kind of people from a lot of ethnical or groups and somehow you connect with people, and that makes you more to have more value as a person. Or that's what I think. But So thank you too for the interview.
No, and I think, like you said, I know you wanted to come and we wanted to do it. You wanted to do an episode, and it was, like I said, right now I'm taking a hiatus because I do need to edit my own videos and my own audio. So it was kind of like, okay, but I didn't want to pass up the opportunity to not talk to you. And I thought, like, well, this would be an interesting forum, and we'll try it out. And it's timely, so definitely have to.
Right.
Want to take advantage of your, willingness to come on and talk. And I know it's been better.
Yeah, of course, because I think that it's cool to. It's 2 years. What is 1 year? No, it's nothing, right? Right. So I have like some gray hair in my beard. So, but it's like I know that some people that I could work today. I wasn't sure if I would like to do it before, or I don't know. And even when the first interview that I had with you, it helped me a lot, because I remember that I wasn't sure about anything that I was. I couldn't have a great idea or concept of what I was doing. So it helped me a lot to try to have my mind more clear. So. Or maybe to be more like confident in the way of saying, okay, what I do is cyberpunk and it's science fiction and you don't get it, but I will try to make you understand it. So shut up, sit down and listen. So,
and that's really important, because when you can be confident about your passions, and this is something I put like stupid little reels. I say stupid. They're reels.
No.
Trying to work on like giving you confidence and focus, because I was the same way. Like I thought, like, well, nobody cares, or what, I don't know. I don't. But I talk it. Maybe I just like fall into too many places. But then you're like, all right, no, this is what I'm interested about, and I'm gonna put it out there, and I'm going to attract people who are interested in what I do and have similar interests and do similar cool things. It doesn't have to be exactly the same things, but.
Right.
That's kind of where I don't even remember how we connected on Instagram. I think you found.
I don't know. I used to have use a lot of hashtags, and also find or search through hashtags that it's supposed to be that Instagram don't use it anymore. Okay, but they are there.
No.
So
I use that. I think. Well, I noticed that people do follow them. If I like go to like make a post and I change that, I'll see like so followed by, and it's
Right, but when that was something like really interesting the time that we first met. And today I used to watch a lot of like tutorials for marketing for music or whatever, and they were like always saying like, no, don't use hashtags, or use a hashtag that you can reach like 1 million people. And then they say, no, don't use them, because 1 million people, maybe one, they will see it. And it was like, I still use them, but I don't know. They say that nowadays that you don't have to use them. So I stopped watching that kind of guys of marketing, digital marketing and whatever. And I'm confident too. I know how to search these artists that I like, or at least I think I do. But to me, yes, it's a great tool, Instagram. Even more than Facebook, but it's because it's really chaotic. I know every time that I go to a Facebook group and say, who wants to sing? It's like, or nobody say anything, or maybe you have like 40 people that they suck, and
right.
With all my heart, but it's true. So, but I don't know. It's sorry.
No, you gotta speak the truth. You gotta. If they suck, they suck. I mean, there's just really no going around it.
Yeah,
can't sing. At least for you.
They are like trying. They doing their own path. I used to suck too, so it's part of the way.
Well, it's your EP, so you can have authority over who you feel is appropriate to be on the EP. So that's all there is to it. There's really no sugar.
Right. So. But at the same time, it was like, to me, these guys were giving an opportunity to me. So I'm really honored, and I feel like really humble in that way. Right. But I don't know, I think and I hope that for the next part, I can reach more. I have like guys from Ireland and UK. I think it's a rapper and a girl that sings like do trip-hop, but it's very lyrical.
Okay.
And a person from here, from Argentina, that he's a girl that and a boy too, that they sing really well.
Okay.
Like tango, but I don't know what's going to happen with that song. It's going to be like really weird.
Okay. Weird tango.
Right, weird tango style. So yeah, that's the idea. The only thing that I learned from before is that I need to be like push more to people to listen the album, and at the same time, while I'm doing this, work with the new songs and with other projects. So to me, like YouTube was like really, I feel like really relieved that it started to connect it to other playlists, music playlists, and other people, and through my style about cyberpunk or cyberwave or whatever you want to call it. So right now it's to me like this: keep pushing and promoting the album, and see what happened in the next album. So
remind everybody how to find your album or your EP.
Yes, you can remember like the movie like Back to the Future, but it's the future is all not new, and that's because if you want to write my name or the artistic name, you should put Awtriphop. And then the future is all not new.
You can find it on YouTube, the whole thing.
On YouTube and in Bandcamp. And in 1 week, it's going to be in SoundCloud and Spotify. But right now, if you guys go there and put a comment or write, or even if you tell me that you don't like it or anything, it's going to be helpful anyway. Okay.
Engagement, that's important. Well, I guess even if you said like, oh, this album blows, I guess it's still engagement. But don't say that. Say very nice things.
No, it's the best album of the world. It's the best album of the world. It's going to change music forever, man. It's good now. So yeah, well, so thank you so much for your time. And well, I was watching the interview with Wendy. And I find it really interesting about what she said about. I think I feel the same about the language barrier anytime that I see or try to work with other people. Mm-hmm. And I think that the people that really want to do something, they try to find a way. And that's really cool what Wendy says about even using Google Translate, it's helpful. So
yes, it's yeah. That's even like she had said, it's just even amplified now because of the internet, because everybody can be their own entrepreneur on the internet. They don't, and you're not bound by borders anymore. So
right,
but there still is those boundaries because of language and culture that we still sometimes have to work through. So, but I feel like
right.
if there, like you said, if there's a way, they'll find it. So this is a matter
right.
of overcoming some technical hurdles, but
right.
So thank
okay.
you for coming on. Atmospheric Wannabes. The future is old, not new.
Not new.
And making it here and there live. We're gonna sign off. Thank you.
Making it here and there.
Bye.
Bye, Allison. Bye, everybody.